all this extra time now that I'm not shampooing my hair, huh? Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about no poo once again. You guys, I'm excited about this one. It's going to be super helpful to you, and if you care about the science behind no poo and why it works, just stick till the end. It really makes sense. Future Morgan will see you there later. So about 6 weeks ago, I cut store-bought shampoo and conditioner out of my life in an attempt to start the no poo method of washing, and today I'm giving you an update about what the heck happened. So this is the second video, and if you haven't seen the first, I'll link it up here. Just go check that out first, and then come back here. I'll meet you here later. The whole reason behind me wanting to try no poo is to just clean up the unnecessary toxic chemicals, preservatives, colorings, and additives in my life, because next year we're going to get a start on procreation. That sounds creepy. Anyway, so this is just one of the many steps of my plan for this year. I've got lots of comments asking about how this whole thing went for me, so let me tell you already. So in that first video, I walked you through why I was switching over to no poo, the benefits, and the method I was attempting to start. Basically, I was using organic chickpea flour, making it into a paste and rubbing it all over my hair and scalp, and then giving a good rinse out. Then I was taking apple cider vinegar, putting it into a little jar with some water, and using that as my next rinse. Well, the thing is that I can't quite tell you how that process has worked for me because I never actually used it after that day. That day of filming, I decided this is very messy. You have to put the flour in the little jar to put in the shower, and then when you wash it out, some of it just clumps up and doesn't easily wash down the drain. And then you have to be really careful that the jar that you're leaving in your bathroom full of that powder stays dry, because obviously organic flour grows mold really easily. Meh. I just thought this process is already a pain and I'm just starting. And if that's the case, it's not sustainable for me because, I don't want to say I'm lazy, but I am pretty obsessed with doing things that I don't really want to do efficiently and with the least amount of effort and energy expended as possible. You know what I mean? There are just more important tasks that deserve more of the pie chart of my time. A sad friend needs a chat and a hug. Need to taste test half a dozen flavors of ice cream at the shop just to make sure you're getting the right one. Making your mom a homemade card for Mother's Day. Got all the time in the world. Washing my hair in a time-consuming, messy process? No. The good news is the next day I tried another method I had been toying around with, and I am pleased to say it worked so well. And I am quite surprised, because in that last video I was telling you guys how my hair is really fine and it soaks up grease really easily, and this method, there's been no grease. I was honestly so shocked. I just really didn't think it was gonna work on my hair. But you guys, I didn't even have a transition stage. I don't even have before and after photos because there was no difference. It just looks like I wash with shampoo, just normal. Anyway, let me walk you through my new and improved method, which is, as I've said, simple, easy, effective, and I'm glad to report, especially if you have fine hair like me. Okay, not like fine, just like thin strands. Plus, I'm still gonna use pantry items. Actually, even less expensive ones. So this is what my process looks like. In my shower, I have a narrow mouth jar and a jar of apple cider vinegar. Now in my cabinet, I keep a jar of baking soda and a little funnel and a little spoon. So when I'm about to pop in the shower, I will grab my jar and put about 1.5 tablespoons baking soda in there. Then I stick that back in the shower, and that is the end of my prep. Easy peasy. So once in the shower and it's hair washing time, I will fill the jar up with water about halfway. You can also do this before you get in. I just prefer hot water, and my sink water takes about 45,000 years to warm up, so I just do this weird fill up with my arm method that I will allow you to see, I guess, because we're friends now and all, but don't laugh. Then I will give it a good shake and then pour it all over my head and work it into the roots, making sure that I get it all over my scalp and throughout the length of my hair. Now this is where the narrow jar thing comes in very handy, because in the first method I used a regular wide mouth jar, and it was really hard to direct where the water went, and it got in my eyes and it stung, so this makes it more manageable. Then I leave it in while performing my other shower tasks. What tasks, you say? Come on, don't make this weird. You're already in my bathroom. Oh, the mailman's here. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I just got my new lens in the mail and I'm gonna use it on the next video. I'm pretty excited. Also, to note, your hair type might need different ratios of water to baking soda. At first I was filling the jar all the way to the top, but then I switched to halfway and it worked just as well. So just play around with it if the first ratio you try isn't working. So after about, I don't know, 3 minutes, I will rinse it out and prep my next rinse. I've seen some people, they use a spray bottle to get it in there, but that seems like so much work that I don't do that. You could also use cold water so you can tell where you've put it on, but I'm kind of a baby about cold water, so I don't do that either. Side note, when you do this, you might get some of that excess sebum, that waxy buildup from your scalp onto your hand, but don't freak out, that is kind of the point. By the way, if you like videos like this, I would be really pleased if you'd subscribe to my channel. I make content about my healthy journey to starting a family, and it would really support me. Okay, so now I take that same jar and I pour in maybe about 2 tablespoons or so of the apple cider vinegar from that little jar that just lives in my shower all the time. Then I will again fill it halfway up with water. I hear you laughing at my method, but listen, it works for me. Then again, I just work it into the length of my hair. This time you don't have to actually massage it into your scalp, and wait a little bit before washing it out. Also to note with this method, my hair doesn't feel dry, so I haven't added any moisture afterwards, but if yours does, I suggest adding argan or jojoba oils to the ends, as those oils most closely mimic your hair's natural oils, especially if you are a hair dryer kind of person. Now, just a few tips. The differences between the pH of the apple cider vinegar and baking soda work together to get rid of that waxiness that builds up in your hair, so it is essential to have both of them, but don't mix them together into one concoction. Bad results. Also, if you just hate the smell of apple cider vinegar, you can add lemon juice to it, and that will help neutralize that smell, but fresh juice is recommended, and so you'd have to keep it in the fridge, which means you'd have to go get it each time you shower, so I guess just decide if that's important to you. Or maybe you're fancy and have one of those mini fridges for your products in your bathroom. That would work too. Like for those stone rolly face things or creams. I wouldn't know, I don't have one. I have not had any issues with smelling like apple cider vinegar when I come out, so it doesn't bother me. Also, if you are having any burning sensation, probably best to lower the amount you're using. Everyone's scalp is different. Also, I have tried making the baking soda into a paste, then rubbing it in my scalp, but I felt that was also a pain and harder to wash out. But if you'd like to try that, it could be an option for you. So this is what my hair looks like. I think it looks and feels the same. I don't have any product or anything. I just take a shower at night and then sleep on it, and then it's dry by morning, so. But it's not greasy, it's just feels like I washed it. I think it looks and feels the same. But I am still washing it every day. So I think the next step for me, if I wanted to stop using anything, would be to go about a week with washing my hair with just water to transition my process, and then lengthen that time span if I want to cut down on washing my hair, just overall in general. I think that would be ideal, just using water every time, easy to travel, and you don't have to bring anything. But I don't know if that's the most important thing to me right now. This process is working just fine, and I'm just really thrilled I can wash with foods and not gross chemicals. By the way, I've also been making my own cleaning products, and if you're interested, I'll link that up here somewhere. But the no poo process does still use chemicals. I mean, everything is chemicals, I guess. But let's talk a little bit about why it works. So the theory is based on the chemical's pH number, like I said before, and that pH number lies on a scale of 0 to 14. 0 to 7 on that scale means the substance is acidic, like lemon juice or apple cider vinegar, and anything 7 to 14 is basic, like baking soda. I always thought it should be the other way around, like higher numbers are more acidic, but I guess somebody decided about the whole scale thing already. And then the chemicals in the middle are considered neutral, like pure water at a pH of 7. Science! So anyways, when you put baking soda on your hair, a basic compound, it cleans your hair of that natural waxy buildup, which you'd think would be enough, but it also leaves the hair strands very open. This can leave your hair very vulnerable to stuff getting in, moisture, and then that moisture dries out and causes it to be frizzy and brittle. So that is why we use an acid afterwards to close up the hair follicle again. Kind of like your skin after a hot shower, all the wax is gone, so it'll just soak up things really easily. So that is why the balancing act of the ratio of baking soda and apple cider vinegar are a little tricky for you to figure out for your hair specifically. You'll want to just play around with it a bit. Along with No Poo, I have been making and testing out a few other DIY hair products that I'm really excited about sharing with you soon. We're talking wavy hair texture spray, dry shampoo, and hairspray. So keep a lookout for that video coming your way. So overall, I think this method is really great for getting out of using store-bought shampoo and conditioner, but I think it's better to use as a transitional method to just going to just using water. I will make an update for you guys in a few more months, and I'll let you know if I've changed my process or anything, or if anything's changed. Hopefully I'll just be using water. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I make new ones every single week, and if you have any questions or ideas for more videos, please let me know in the comments below. I would love for you to come on this journey with me. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye. I'm gonna go ahead and, because next year the smelling, that was dumb.